Okay, Jay, you can turn it up a little bit, Mo. Good morning. Come on in, family. It's our birthday. Transforming Love Community. Carol, it's actually today for real. This is the actual day, Don Don. October 19th, Joe. 1997. Fran. We were birthed at 3 p.m. Leisha. We were birthed at 3 p.m. October the 19th, 1997 at the University of Detroit. Yes, on that day, my sister friend, Yana Van Zant, came and used her clout, attracted quite a few people there, and the blessing, she gave the proceeds to our ministry for our seed money. So thank you, sis. I'll always love you for that. I'll love you anyway. And we've just been blessed with great people. We've attracted ourselves. We've attracted the best of the best. Yeah. Thank you, God. Happy birthday, TLC. 28 years. And yesterday, we had a celebration. Do you hear me? We had a celebration at Godland Unity. Detroit Unity pastor, my friend and brother, Reverend Gregory came out. Reverend Leroy Martin. There's a lot of reverends there. Reverend, y'all don't, maybe you don't know that Dr. Fabu is a reverend too. She was there. Just so many great people. And it was just good to be in the mix. And we're going to do it again. Hook up again next month. Hi, Audra and Sandy. It's good to be together in such a time as this. We need each other. We vibe off of each other. We feed each other. And I'm grateful. Thank you for loving me, everybody. Thank you. Thank you for loving me. I feel loved. Good morning, Faith. Good morning, family. Yay. Well, it's been a wonderful month. Dr. Spencer kicked us off, teaching us how to tune in to the heavenly frequency, which is the quantum field. He started us out this month. And then we had Reverend Royce. And Reverend Royce, last week, he talked about resisting the temptation to lower our vibration, because we are tempted to lower our vibration. Even when we turn on the news and hear what's going on, we are tempted to lower our vibration. And if you missed any of these, understand you can go on YouTube. They're all right there. And today, we have our very own Dr. Diane Fabu Jackson. And her title is In It, But Not Of It. And I'm loving it. I'm loving all these titles. And then Dr. Rose is coming next week with Meditate to Elevate. Meditate to Elevate. And it's just so fabulous because Dr. Fabu is like, we call her the queen of meditation. And I know that she's going to bless us with her gifts today. Hey, Dr. Spencer. And then Dr. Rose picks right on up. You see, I love the synchronicity of how Spirit puts it together when we allow Spirit to do what Spirit does. But anyway, it's been a great month. We have the best teachers, the best ministers. And yesterday, the ministers, the TLC ministers that were here, because, you know, we have one in Georgia, one in Florida. And then Ken and his wife, they were in Italy, and Danny, ain't no telling where she was. But baby, Reverend Nikki, Reverend Bonnie, Reverend Tia, and Reverend Kendra fire. And I don't mean Fire fire. I mean Fiyah fire. They were on fire. So anyway, we're just blessed. And I'm just grateful. And I'm grateful for this day, 28 years. I'm just grateful for what God has already done. And sometimes we're looking for more and more and more and don't realize how blessed we are. We don't realize what we already have. And that was our theme yesterday, was you can have it all, which ended up with you have it all. That's what the ministers and everybody involved had to say on yesterday, is that we already have it all. It's about activating it. And that's what we're about, especially in such a time as this. So let's look at this Thursday, y'all. I really want to make this real clear, because this Thursday, this means a lot to me. Soul processing is a technique that I learned in Africa by the West African mystic Ishmael Tete. And because I am healing from an autoimmune issue, and because I've done this research that astounded me that 80% of all autoimmune diseases are experienced by women. And as I researched it to find out that there are over 100 different autoimmune diseases, what I know is people are dealing with autoimmune diseases, first of all, that don't even know they have them. My first autoimmune experience was alopecia. I didn't know that was an autoimmune, and I did heal from that. And what I know is we want to understand the mind-body connection, and going to the soul is going to the causal level. I will be teaching this process on Thursday. You can get the technique and you can use this for so many things. Plus gathering data, because I'm writing a book. My book is entitled Healing Out Loud, because hiding made me sick. And this is what I'm realizing, that so many things within my own subconscious mind that I wasn't even aware of was wreaking havoc in my body. So it's about making the unconscious conscious. And I want you to come and receive, and you can pay what you feel is right for you. So there's no limitation to this. You can pay what you feel is right for you. And the registration will close on this Tuesday, the 21st at midnight. TLC family, it will close at midnight on Tuesday. So on Wednesday, if you forgot, do not call J Love, do not call Fran. It's closed. And maybe I'll do this again in 2026, okay? But anyway, register. I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to connecting. I'm looking forward to us coming together and healing together. And thank you. Thank you for listening. Yay. Monday is tomorrow. And we thank God for Reverend Danny, who's always on her posts. Well, unless she's traveling, sometimes she can't, but she's there to help us to soak and to tap into the realm of spirit. Go to our website. You can go to our website for all of our announcements, because I know that we're here and these announcements flash pretty fast. So go there, get the prayer line and get the code. This is our flyer for the month. We're vibrating higher, learning how to live above the noise, especially in such a time as this. And we give thanks for all of our speakers. Yes. And next week, Dr. Rose, she coming, meditate to elevate. Yay. And now, November, this is really by popular demand. Okay, y'all. 2 weeks after that webinar, I'll be teaching this one. It's just called Soulmates, and how to consciously attract your soulmates. And yes, you can have more than one. Yes, a soulmate can be somebody that you're not intimately involved in. So register for this too. And this one is the same. You pay whatever feels right for you. All right, Jay. Yes. So now here we are on our birthday, October the 19th. We got a 28-year-old baby. We good and grown. And we're clear that we're spirit. And we're clear that God has a plan for our lives. Now, my sister, this is my sister that's coming today. And I thank God for Dr. Fabu coming into my realm. She has been a confidant to me. She's brilliant. She's very wise. She's very smart. She was an educator in the public school system for over 35 years. She's an author. She's been a mentor. I've been out and about with some of her mentees, have seen her and how much they love and adore and appreciate her. And that makes me feel good. She is gifted. She's a gifted facilitator. She's a gifted speaker and a teacher. She served 40 years as education and curriculum development person. She is a former program development director from Michigan State University. And so, guess what, y'all? We blessed to have a blessing today. She is a blessing to our community. What you may not know is that she was a minister in the shrine of the Black Madonna. She's a blessing to the community. She's a blessing to the world. And I'm happy to present to some and introduce to others our very own Dr. Fabu.
Hey, you just
Hey,
gave me a
sis.
shot of vibration, girl. I'm just like spinning over here.
I love you. Thank you for what you have brought, even to the larger community of Detroit and the region and the world, because I didn't even tell them about the fact that you were an efficacy facilitator
Yeah.
traveling the world, which is a whole nother powerful experience.
Yes.
So I'm getting off because I want to hear what God is going to speak through you. And thank you for being here.
Thank you for inviting me.
You're
I'm
welcome.
honored. 28 years
Yes.
where you created a community of love
Yes. Thank you,
for
God.
transformation,
Yes.
and we have all benefited from it. And
Yes.
we're just happy that you received
Thank you.
the call to create the community of love.
Yes. Thank
Plus,
you,
you're my
sis.
sister, and
Yes.
we love each other.
Yes, we
Yes.
do.
Yes. Well, good morning, TLC family and friends. It is my honor to be here today to vibrate higher. It started with Reverend Spencer and then Reverend Royce. I mean, I'm on fire. And so today I want to talk about being in the world and not of it, and how powerful it is to have that awareness for our consciousness. And this title came to me because I love reading John 17:15 through 17, which talks about being in the world and not of it. And I used to ponder that, like, what does that mean? And over the years, as I grew spiritually, it became clear to me what that construct means. And so we're going to delve into that. And then I recently picked up David Hawkins' book, Be in the World and Not of It, that I'd read many, many years ago. And when I looked at the book again, I had underlined almost every sentence in the book. So it gave me a higher consciousness around this topic. So before we get started, I'd like to invite you to go into affirmative prayer with me to stabilize the field. And I invite you to just close your eyelids, so that we can enter a spiritual that's inside. And so close your eyelids, begin to breathe. feel the divine spirit. I enter this prayer in a state of gratitude, grateful for this moment, grateful for my breath, grateful for the awareness of love and community, grateful for everyone who said yes to be here to celebrate love in this loving community. It is from this space of gratitude that I recognize that God is the source and the supply of all existence, revealing itself as wholeness, perfection, and peace in infinite ways. It is divine, unconditional love available to us right now, right now. What a blessing it is to know that we are one with God, the living one, wonderfully made of infinite love and abundance, which is the nature of God. God is, and so are we, an individual expression of the divine. I give thanks for this prayer, and I release it to the law of love. And so it is. Ashe. Ashe, ashe. We are in the midst of some powerful energy that's activating us and calling us to expand our consciousness. And I want to share some information that's been downloaded on me. The last month, I've just been overloaded with this information. And so I'm going to invite you to feel this message. I'm going to invite you to consider some of the things that I'm going to say to you. And just be in the moment of it, to feel it, to explore it, to think, maybe that's a possibility. So consciousness is the key. Consciousness is the key to being in the world and not of it. We think we understand what consciousness means. I had a conversation with some friends recently, and I posed the question, what is consciousness to you? And there were varying definitions of it. And so I said this morning, what I'm going to do is explore some definitions with you so that we may be on the same page as we explore this whole idea of vibrating higher. So let's take a look at a definition. I want to espouse on being in the world and not of it. And my topic is raising our consciousness through spiritual practices. So raising our consciousness means that we are expanding our awareness so that we can be present for any information that comes to us. And this is made possible through spiritual practices. And having spiritual practices, which I will elaborate on, are the keys to vibrating at higher frequencies so that we may be able to engage in the world while remaining centered in an inner spiritual reality. So that's a mouthful, but I'm going to walk you through it. I'm going to feel you through it. So let's take a look at a definition. So the first definition is Webster Dictionary defines consciousness as the knowledge of what is happening around oneself and the totality of one's thoughts, feelings, impressions. To be conscious is to be aware of events, both internal and external to the self. So when you're conscious, you are aware of how you are feeling, what's going on inside of you, your thinking, your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings, as well as what's happening around you. To be conscious means that you are aware. So let's delve deeper into that definition. Now, that's a general definition of consciousness. But in a spiritual paradigm, consciousness is defined as a state of pure awareness and unity with all existence, transcending ordinary physical or mental limitations to reveal fundamental spiritual truths. It is a field of energy and frequency. So in a spiritual construct, consciousness is more than just being aware of your inner self and your outer self. It is being aware that there's more than that there's spiritual truths that are vibrating in this atmosphere, and we become aware of our connection to it. So there's the general idea that we're conscious, we're aware of things that are going, but when you delve into a spiritual truth, you become more aware that there's more than this, that there's more that meets the eye, that there's an expansiveness of who we actually are. So let's go a little deeper. So many spiritual beliefs connect consciousness to God. There are theories that propose that God or consciousness is a spiritual energy whose varying frequencies create the material world. So let's hold on to that. So many shamans and mystics believe that God is consciousness. The expanded awareness, the energy field, the field of energy and frequency, in essence, is God. And that this energy and frequency creates everything. That everything is in the form of this energy, vibrating and expanding itself over and over. And that this energy is the essence of all form. So in essence, God is a vibrating energy field of consciousness. Now that's powerful. That God is consciousness itself, creating every form through divine creation. His essence is to create. So now, many mystics believe that we are in emergence of that consciousness through thought and form, that this divine energy field, this divine consciousness through divine thought, decided to experience itself in form. This unlimited divine frequency, this unified field, this unlimited force, which is everywhere present, decided through a divine idea to experience itself in form. And we were thought of, we were thought about, we were emergence from it. Now that's a powerful thought, that we emerged from the field of consciousness. We emerged from this field of consciousness. And at the moment that this conscious field called God decided to think of you, a mystical explosion occurred. So the concept is that the egg and the sperm met together, and Kukasana, the mystical explosion occurred, and you, from the essence of consciousness, the divine field of God, became form. And this egg rested in the womb of the divine mother. And then you received all of your instructions then. At the moment that you were thought up through the divine field, God started to experience itself in form as you. And while you're in this divine womb of the mother, you are getting prepared to enter this portal. And you were receiving everything that you need. The divine presence downloaded everything, all the energy and frequency that you needed in that moment. You became an energy field, a mystical explosion of love. And when you were ready, you entered the portal of the birth canal. And you entered this frequency called Earth. But when you entered, you didn't remember all the mystical, loving, explosive part of you. You entered this dimension to remember who you are. To remember that at the moment of the Kukasana, the mystical explosion, you received your divine appointment, your divine purpose, your divine reason for being here on the planet. And you are here to remember who you really are. And so we've already been out of the world. We were in a whole different experience when we emerged into this consciousness. Now, feel this. You come from consciousness, expanding unlimited consciousness. You enter this dimension in a limited consciousness. And so now you're here to experience who you really are. And so, in doing that, we enter the world, but we begin to know that we're not of it. And so, what we want to do is to begin to understand that we are a manifestation of the divine. We're here to become conscious practitioners. A conscious practitioner is one who practices being conscious. We are here to remember, and we are here to be a conscious practitioner. And a conscious practitioner becomes aware of the frequencies that are in this dimension and how to navigate the frequencies. They're high and low frequencies that impact us, which impacts our vibrational field. There are high vibrations and low vibrations. And I want to explore those with you. So we know that a low vibration is fear, doubt, worry, lack, complaining, gossiping, judgment, dwelling in the past, self-doubt, comparing self to others. When we entered this dimension, we had to begin to discern what the frequencies were and are, and then how to tap into those and understand them, and then move beyond them. We come from a very powerful frequency, but we are here to learn how to tune in to the right frequency so that we vibrate an energy that will assist us in doing our divine work. Each of us entered this dimension as a representative and an ambassador of the divine consciousness, the divine presence, the God force. That's why we're here. You're not here by an accident. You weren't sent here to worry about paying your gas bill. You were sent here to be ambassador of love, to represent the field and create change on this planet. And as you become more conscious, you begin to tune in to the frequency that's going to allow you to vibrate at a God level so that you can do your work while you're here. And your thoughts, your thinking becomes a major issue in that, because the divine creator is a creator. You come here, you are now a co-creator. So you can co-create through your thought. So we begin to tune in. It's like a radio station. When you have the radio on and you turn on a channel, you tap into the frequency of that channel. You don't like that song, so you turn the knob and you tune in to another frequency, to another song. That's what you're doing when you are a conscious practitioner and you are aware of your consciousness. You are working on tapping into the frequency that's going to take you to a higher level of consciousness so that you can do your work while you're here on the planet. Love, peace, being in nature, hope and joy and gratitude are all high frequencies. And life is constantly echoing back to you the frequency that you carry. Life is doing that. So as you upload your vibration and frequency, your aura becomes one that can impact the darkness. See, you are light. You come from light. You come from frequency. You come from divine love. That's who you are. But we get caught up in a collective consciousness because we can get entangled with other consciousness on this planet, where we begin to believe that low frequency is the only frequency, is that it's the only reality. But as we tap more into our inner knowing, which has been downloaded on each of us from the field, the unified field, we begin to know and remember who we really are. We are here, folks, to do some work. And how do you know what your work is? It calls you. It's been in you for since you entered this dimension. You feel passionate about something and you go toward it. And sometimes we ignore it. Sometimes we ignore the calling because other things are pulling us and challenging the way we think about who we are. We compare ourselves to others. We think that other people are better than we are. We think that we are always getting the bad luck because the energy in this frequency of low consciousness sets us up for that level of thinking, because our thoughts are very powerful. We are co-creators of it. And so as we begin to understand who we are, it helps us to expand our consciousness. Our awareness becomes more keen, and then you will be able to feel and see things you did not know existed. Portals open for you. Possibilities open for you. As long as you stay connected to the God frequency that's in you of hope and optimism and joy and gratitude. Gratitude is the key. Being in nature, practicing every single day of being conscious. For an example, let me give you an example. I was reading a new book out about Harriet Tubman called Night Flyer. And Harriet, many people had an opportunity to talk to Harriet and hear her account of her work. And this book highlighted how when Harriet became aware, conscious of her purpose, she became a force to be dealt with. She believed, and she articulated this, that she had an invisible partner inside of her who guided her to do her work. She says, I'm here with a consciousness of freedom. So she wasn't in the world of enslavement, although she was on the planet. She was in the world of freedom. She was in it, but she was not of it. And because she stayed on a high frequency of love and gratitude and optimism, the universe, which has the highest frequency, nature, which has a high frequency, she stayed in nature so that she could stay tapped into the field. She highlighted how the moon and the stars guided her through the darkness of the night and through the darkness of moments in her heart. She highlighted how the trees began to reveal themselves to her and to protect her when she was in the woods on her purpose. She talked about how the plants and the animals revealed themselves to her for food and guidance. Even the rivers shadowed themselves so that she could wade in the water and get her people through. She understood that I'm in this world, but I am not of it because I'm a conscious practitioner. I am consciously expanding my consciousness and staying on purpose, and no one could deter her from that. She didn't care about what other people said. She didn't compare herself to anyone else. She stayed in a high frequency, understanding that God was guiding her, and this God was inside of her and giving her what she needed to be successful. She never doubted it. She understood that she was on this planet to be a representative, an ambassador for the living one. And that's what we're here to do. And there are so many instances, if we tune in and expand our consciousness, of how the divine spirit in us have done that for us, kept us on purpose to do our work. And don't worry about what's going on around you. Stay focused on your work. And then you will vibrate a frequency so that others who are vibrating on the frequency that you're on, you will attract them into your circle, and you all will become a powerful group. There are people who sit here to do specific things. They're sit here to teach, to sit here to love, sit here to farm, sit here to become doctors, sit here to protest, sit here to be politicians. Do your work. Do the work that Spirit is inspiring you to do. And then you become the light in the darkness. You become the crack in the system because you are doing your work. You are an ambassador for the living one. And the Ishmael Tete, mystic out of Ghana, says, Spirit will go before you. The living one will go before you and handle things. So when you get ready, you already handle. That's what Harriet understood. Spirit had gone before her. She didn't have to worry about it. She just understood she had to be on the frequency to do her work. We're in this world, but we're not of it because we are expanding our consciousness so that we can be in the present moment, be aware of our thoughts that debilitate us, be aware that there are frequencies everywhere because the divine spirit made sure of that, and that we can tune into those frequencies for health, wholeness, peace, and love. But guess what, folks? You have to choose it. It is all available to us, but we have to choose it. We have to choose to be a conscious practitioner. We have to choose to be aware of our thoughts. We have to choose to know that there is more than what we see. Because you see, everything that's happening is not real. Everything is not real. There are things happening that we don't have a clue because our vision and our consciousness is small. But when it's said on a spiritual level, spiritual consciousness is that you go beyond the familiar. You begin to know that there is more than this. So how do we get there? Folks say, you're talking about all this stuff. How do you expand your consciousness, choosing it, and that there's more to it than what we see, that there's opportunities for us to open portals to go to a total new awareness, that there's possibilities for us to heal just through our thoughts, that there's possibility for us to make deep connections with other people because we are attracting them through our vibratory energy. How do we get there? Spiritual practices. That's how we get there. As I indicated earlier, when we entered this dimension, we forgot that we were sent by the living one. And so we're here to remember that we are the divine. That requires work. It requires participating in activities that will allow us to expand our consciousness. Prayer. It's a very powerful spiritual practice, affirming that we are that. I am that I am. Contemplation, reading and listening to spiritual ideas and thinking about them, letting them marinate within you, seeing how they relate to you, and making sure that you understand all of that. Talking to other people who are seeking to find a higher vibration, and you connect with each other and you lift each other up because we're all connected in this field. Meditation is a key, and it's a key for me. And knowing that I can enter the field of God, the kingdom in me, going to the upper room and having a one-on-one with the divinity of God in me. And then nature. I love trees. I hug trees. I go out there and I allow them to soothe me, touch me, plant me, because they're high vibratory. Spirit has given us everything we need to rise above this awareness of doubt, worry, and fear. Fear shuts us down. And when you in this culture that is fear-based, because people have lost their awareness of who they are, you have to work hard. And as my friend Akosua used to say, it's hard until it's not. You work hard to become aware, to break the cycle of darkness for you, and to know, to really know. You have to really know this. You have to know that you weren't sent here to struggle, that you weren't sent here to be unhappy. You were sent here to do some divine work. You are an ambassador. You are a representative. Do you know who you are? You emerge from the field of unlimited divine love. That's how powerful you are. You were handpicked. You were chosen to be here at this time, in this place, to do some powerful work. Just knowing that alone makes you go, hallelujah. Just knowing this alone, that you came from something so powerful, timeless, boundless, genderless, just the essence of it all, a unified field of everything you came. You came to be the representative. You came to be a conscious practitioner. And you get there by spiritual practices. And folks, you have to do it every day. You can't ask and pray now and then. You have to go to the kingdom within you every day. You have to ask the question, what is it for me to do? How do I stand? How do I grow? How do I be a beneficial presence on the planet? What else do I need to do? And then you make the connection. You make the connection. And then Kukusada, the mystical explosion, occurs within you every moment. Every moment. And you say, here am I. Send me. And so our opportunity is to close ourselves off from this world of worry, doubt, and fear and manipulation. To zoom in to knowing that everything we see and feel is not real. But when we go to the kingdom in us, we can then learn how to discern what's real and what's not. And then you can be in it and not of it. And I want to share one more example before I take us into one of the spiritual practices of meditation. Many years ago, I was doing my meditation and just knowing that I'm divinely guided. And one evening, it was late, around 8:30, I drove home. It was in the winter, and I pulled into my driveway at an angle, and I got stuck in a hole, and I couldn't get my car out. I was gunning the motor, moving back and forth, and I was digging myself deeper into a hole. And for the moment, I was in that hole for about 15 minutes. I began to become worried. How was I going to get out the hole? There's no one out here to help me. And then I sat back in my seat. I closed my eyes and I began to breathe. And I said, it's between you and me, Spirit. Between you and me. And I'm going to tell you, instantly, doors started opening on my block. 3 doors opened. My neighbor across the street, 2 neighbors next door. And these guys ran to my car. And they said, we heard you out here gunning your motor. What's going on? And they invited me to get out of the car. They took control and was able to push me into my driveway and gave me a lecture about gunning the car. But they were so pleased that they could help me. And I was so grateful for them. And I told them that. And in that moment, we could feel the power of gratitude and love. And what it revealed to me was when I let go of the low vibrational worry and tapped into my divine spirit, it happened instantly. My vibration went out to the call, for the call. And these guys felt me and ran over to my car and took care of me. Look at God. Because they were a part of me, feeling me. Because miracles, folks, are happening in every single moment. And that's what the spiritual consciousness, that definition I gave you, that you go beyond the mundane, you go beyond what you see and know that there are miracles are occurring in every moment, but you have to tune into them. You have to turn that knob. You have to tune into the frequency of high consciousness and know that you are a miracle yourself and miracles are happening all around you, and people who love you are a miracle, people who are vibrating at your frequency are a miracle. You can change the trajectory of things that are going around you if you choose it. Let me hear you say yes. I can feel you. I can feel you saying yes. So before we go into a meditation, I want to take you into a meditation. I just want you to feel this and to know this, that you are not an accident. You were not sent here to struggle. You were sent here to make a difference on this planet by the love that you are. You come from divine love. You come from unlimited power. You come from high frequency. You come from an energy field that knows nothing but love. You come from a creative force, so you have the power to co-create. You come to be a witness to the transforming nature of God in you. You are the gift. You are what you're looking for. Know this. Let go of the low frequency and do your practices every single day, and let God just love upon you, girl and brothers. Just let God love upon you. And God loving on you could be other people in your circle saying to you, you're beautiful, you're strong, you're capable. How can I help? Because service is one of the most powerful attributes of a high frequency. Be in the world, but not of it. This is not my thing. My thing is high frequency. I am a conscious practitioner tuned in to high frequency of the living one, the divine one, the God force, the unified field, and I'm here to do my work. And like Harriet said, and I'm not playing. So, doesn't that feel good, folks? So now I invite you to go into meditation with me, to go to the kingdom of spirit. So I invite you to close your eyelids. And the reason that I'm not saying close your eyes, because I want your inner eyes to remain open, so that when you close your eyes, you're actually leaving this dimension. You're entering an inner dimension. And that's where you go when you want to expand your consciousness. So close your eyelids and become aware of your breathing. Experience the divine presence, breathing in, through, and as you. Become aware of the stillness of this moment, this present moment. Nothing matters but this moment right now. Imagine that you are standing in front of a beautiful green door with large golden key. You're standing in front of this door, breathing, inhaling the life of the divine spirit. As you stand there and breathe, look at this door. You open it. You step into a beautiful corridor of pink, radiating light. It's downloading on you. You feel the touch of it on your skin. You feel like you're floating as you imagine slowly walking through the corridor. You feel a presence touching you, surrounding you, loving you. Tears begin to come up in your eyes. You're feeling something you've never felt before. As you continue to walk through the corridor, you stand in front of a curtain that opens and you step out into a beautiful garden. You feel so light as a result of the love that you received walking through the corridor. You see a red bench ahead of you. You walk over to the bench and you sit down. Everything in the garden begins to light up. Trees, the plants, the animals, the waterfall, the grass, everything becomes light. You are basking in the pink light that's surrounding you from the corridor, and you being infused with the light of nature, calling you for your divine assignment. You rest in this moment, feeling whole and free. Sitting in this atmosphere of high frequency and love, and you become aware that you are one with it all. You are really experiencing the of yourself. And so I want you to repeat after me to yourself. I open my soul to the calling of my unique purpose. I am always guided to the next right step. I am always changing, always growing, always becoming. Each day, I unveil a little more of the love within me. I am strong and free through the actions of God in me. I see the imprint of the divine within me and in all things, great and small. Right where I am is where God is. I relax into knowing that I am a unique and beautiful reflection of divine love. Take a deep breath in. It's time to leave this beautiful kingdom of God. But you're not leaving it physically. You're releasing the old and tuning in to the new. You are vibrating a frequency of love, and you are now healed in this right now moment. Take a deep breath in and slowly open your eyes and know you are here as the conscious practitioner, and you're not playing, but you're being guided every step of the way. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe.
Ashe. I am a conscious practitioner and I am tapped into the kingdom of God that is within me and all around me. And my sister made it plain, didn't she? That we are in it, but not of it. And for this, I give thanks. I behold the Christ in you. We love you, Dr. Fabu. We bless you. And we do behold the living God in you as you. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Yay. Wow. Ain't that rich? That was so good and so rich. Comprehensive information. You probably need to listen to this one another time. I know I will. At this time, we're going to bless your giving. Some of you may have already given through the many ways that you can give. Jay, you can put up that post. You can go to our website because there are many ways that you can give. We even have snail mail. There's a P.O. box. Just go to our website and hit the word give, and you can decide. And for those of you who have already given, thank you. For those of you who give continuously, Thank you. So, right here and right now, let us affirm the truth. Divine love always has and always will meet every human need. Divine love always has and always will meet every human need. Divine love in and through me blesses and multiplies all that I give, all that I receive. And we give thanks that your gift is blessed 100-fold. You're given into fertile soil here at Transforming Love Community. We're grateful. God bless you. Go forward today, rejoicing, knowing that you're in it, but not of it. You're a conscious practitioner and practice each and every day. That's the key. We'll see you tomorrow on the realm of spirit. Come soak with us. And so it is. God bless. Thank you.